The thing is, most of us are not living as our true selves. We live in as a version of ourselves that got the loudest applause. The good girl, the fixer, the quiet one, the calm one, the one who always copes, the one that keeps it together, the hot mess. The scary part is we don't even recognize that we are performing. We call it a part of our personality. Welcome to Decode Your Design, a series about identity, purpose, patterns, and how to come back to your true self. We are not here to fix you. We're here to help you unpack, slowly, deeply, and without shame. Each episode will explore your internal design, the stories, the survival mechanisms, mental wiring, and beliefs that you mistakenly call truth. This is not about personality types. It's about your pattern of thinking and how to work with it instead of against it. This episode is all about the part of you that got praised. It got reinforced, validated, and slowly it became a part of your identity. But maybe it's not part of who you really are. Maybe it's who they needed you to be. Today we are decoding how applause becomes a mask. You're not just a product of your choices. You are also a product of your rewards. And if you were only ever seen, loved, appreciated, or validated when you acted in a certain way, you performed certain behaviors, then there's a good chance you've shaped your personality around that. Applause is powerful. It trains the nervous system to repeat that behavior that got the praise, even at the cost of your authenticity. This shows up in many ways. I'll give you some examples. Were you called mature for your age? That might mean you learn to suppress your needs for the sake of others. Did you get praised for staying calm? That could mean you learned to disconnect from anger, even if it was valid. So you didn't have a healthy way to manage your emotions. Did people call you strong? Maybe no one ever made place for your softness. These aren't faults, these aren't mistakes, they're survival patterns, right? But the applause made you keep those patterns and keep repeating them. And now you've built a life around a character which is not your core. It's not true to who you are. So I call this to me is all part of the 6 degrees of why. The first 3 degrees, degree number 1 is echo why. We start to echo the speech patterns of those around us. Degree number 2 is we pick up the habits of those in the society around us. And number 3, the generational why, is we pick up habits, patterns, because that's where we got praise in our family. But the good news is if applause shaped your identity, then awareness can reshape it. You don't have to keep performing just because it was what people expect. You can change that. You can cut away the performances to remember who you actually are. Give space to your true identity to come to the foreground. Oh my gosh, how do we do that? All right, so let me give you some guidance on how to go about that. Start with noticing when did you act from your truth and when did you act from habit. Notice when the habit of performance kicks in. And notice when you are functioning out of truth. Be aware, become aware. That's the question. That's the number 1 task here, is become aware of when the pattern kicks in. And it might be around specific people only. Journaling is great, right? Start with a question. Who would I be without the need to be liked, to be calm, to be strong, to be useful? Naming the pattern will help you recognize which one it is. And then you journal around that. Who would I be without that need to perform? And here's the tough one, right? Is you got to let yourself disappoint someone safely. You got to show up as yourself, not as their ideal of you, not what they need you to be. It's going to be like a re-meeting, a reintroduction, introducing them to the real you, the original you. And that's going to be hard for some people, especially family. And you want to do that safely, and doing that safely means, most importantly, is you don't shame the mask. Don't shame the habit. Don't shame the people that help create that habit in your life. Thank it. Thank the habit. Thank it. It kept you safe. It made you a part of the group. But now you're safe enough to grow. It served you once. It doesn't necessarily serve you now. You're strong enough. You're safe enough. You're big enough to allow the true you to come out. So if this is it, something real, then you've been applauded into a false sense, a false start, if you like. And you need to start the work, right? To help you onto the path of recognizing patterns of applause in your life, we have the Thinking Thumbprint. In the comments below is a link to a free test, the Thinking Thumbprint spoon tip. It will analyze up to 10 different patterns that's possibly in your life, but it will give you a report for the first one for free. In fact, it's going to give you 5 reports. It's going to keep sending you messages about diving into the depths of that pattern, just so that you can understand how you think, how you function. There's no such thing as you're too far. You're too far gone, you're too old, it's been too long. It's like the onion. The core is still in there. As soon as you start peeling out the outer layers, the true you is going to be revealed. That version underneath the applause, that's the real you. They're still there, they're waiting. It's time to go find them.